It's been an unorthodox year in the sports world because of the coronavirus pandemic. For college football, it wasn't clear if there would be a 2020 season. And for some conferences, there potentially won't be at all. Other conferences have revised their schedules, mostly getting rid of non-conference matchups to limit travel. ACC teams are playing 11-game schedules, 10 conference opponents. The Big 12 is doing the same, except their schedules are 10 games, 9 conference. Meanwhile, SEC teams won't play any non-conference games, will begin their 10-game conference-only schedules on September 26th. So who does that leave to play this week? There won't be a ton of teams in action, but there are still more than a handful of matchups taking place. Hello, friends, and welcome to another season of Strictly Sports College Football Thursday. I am your host, Anthony Florio. I am joined, as always, by good old MF Michael Fletcher, awaiting perhaps the presence of Michael Bullock. If he comes in, we'll catch him up on what he missed. If not, then hopefully we'll have him tomorrow night on the Cerebral Smack Talk. But, normally on a night like this, tonight's docket was originally scheduled to have 18 games in top 25 action. But because of the pandemic and all the cancellations and the delays and all that, we went from 18 games all the way down to 6. But nonetheless, we're going to bring it to you the best we can, like we always do. And this week and next week, small dockets. But then in a couple of weeks, once the SEC gets going, then we'll start to get that big docket like we're used to. So, without any further ado, let's get into our first action of this new season, and first top 25 action, anyways. And 3 games from the ACC. Big 12 is also in action, but not against any marquee opponents. So with all that being said, let's dive right on in, and we're going to start things off with the game that will be seen at 12 noon. This will be on the ACC network. The number 18 North Carolina Tar Heels will open up their season against their conference rivals, the Syracuse Orange. And now I'm not sure if this is going to be if this is going to be at North Carolina's home field or if it's going to be at Charlotte, but I do believe it's supposed to be.
No, It's in Chapel Hill.
Okay. Yep, I see it. Yep. Kenan Memorial Stadium in Chapel Hill. That's where we're going to be for this one. And ACC Network, like I said, they will have the call, and it'll be, I believe this will be Wes Jones. Yes, Wes Jones with it's Wes Durham with Roddy Jones and Taylor Davis. They will have the call for that one. And it is North Carolina opening up as a sizable favorite. And just trying to get this up here really quick. And it's a 23.5 point spread. I have 23.5 for North Carolina. So here we go. The Tar Heels went only 7-6 last year, but those 6 losses came by a combined 26 points, including one game that took 6 overtimes. They then won their final 3 games, including their bowl game against Temple, by a combined 122 points, and quarterback Sam Howell and 4 players who had at least 1,000 yards from scrimmage last season are back. Just to have 4 players reach 1,000 yards in a season is wild enough. The only other Power 5 team to pull that off in the past decade was Oklahoma in 2018. But to also retain those 4 players and the starting quarterback is one heck of a luxury. Look for the Tar Heels to open the year with a statement win over a team that lost its top running back, its top wide receiver, and all 5 players who tallied at least 7 tackles for loss last year. I got North Carolina. I got them winning big, 48-13. North Carolina, all over Syracuse. Nothing more to say. Good old MF Michael Fletcher. Welcome to another season of College Football Thursday, even though these first couple of weeks are not going to be all that exciting.
Yeah, they're going to be a little more unique than anything else, but I truly agree. I'm going to go with North Carolina as well. There is no official preview on my end, but that's okay. Carolina is a really good team, and I really think that they're going to get the job done. So nothing more to add. Carolina wins. Anthony, next game.
Okay, and that next game will be another 12 noon game, and it will feature the number 23 Iowa State Cyclones, and they're going to be hosting the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. This will be at high noon over on ESPN from Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. And on the call for that one will be Tom Hart, Mike Golick, and Cole Kubelik. And Iowa State opening up as an 11.5-point favorite. So with that being said, MF, your thoughts on Louisiana and Iowa State?
Yeah, all right. So normally, like we would say, the atmosphere will be nowhere near normal for the season opener with no fans in the stands for number 23 Iowa State. It's definitely a unique challenge, said Matt Campbell, the head coach of Iowa State. Nor it figures to be any kind of typical mismatch that one would expect pitting a Big 12 contender against the Cyclones against a Group 5 conference like the Raging Cajuns. Campbell has a veteran crew back, 7-6 last year, that can easily get 10 wins in this upcoming year. The only 3 losses that they suffered was from Iowa, Baylor, and Oklahoma. Oh, by the way, they all combined by 4 points. Junior quarterback Brock Purdy, who had 3,982 yards passing yards, will lead the second-ranked pass-happy offense in the Big 12 that was averaging 311 yards a year ago. And Bryce Hill rushed for 897 yards as a freshman, averaging over 100 yards per game in 8 outings. Louisiana Tech, look, Louisiana is no slouch either. 11-3 a year ago. Returns 3 big weapons. Their quarterback, Levi Lewis, their running backs, Elijah Mitchell and Trey Riggins. Lewis passed for 3,050 yards a year ago. Mitchell and Riggins and Ragas had 1,147 yards and 820 yards rushing respectively. Firepower for the Cajuns is Campbell's attention. And of course, in this game, you can never doubt, could there be an upset? Maybe, maybe not. But I do believe that Iowa State will get the job done. Iowa State should beat Louisiana Lafayette, and they should win this one by at least 2 touchdowns. 35-21 is my final score. So, Anthony, I give it to you.
I actually have it a lot closer than you think. If a ranked team is going to go down this week, it could be Iowa State. I say that not because the Cyclones needed 3 overtimes to win their season opener against Northern Iowa last year, but because Louisiana is much better than your average Sun Belt team. The Raging Cajuns went 11-3 in 2019 with a competitive loss to Appalachian State and a solid effort in a season-opening loss to Mississippi State. From that team, they bring back 2 running backs, Elijah Mitchell and Trey Ragas, who have combined for more than 4,000 rushing yards and 55 touchdowns over the past 2 seasons. and a quarterback, Levi Lewis, who quietly threw for more than 3,000 yards with a 26-4 touchdown to interception ratio. They also have back a ton of key pieces from a defense that held opponents to 19.7 points a game. Brock Purdy and company should get the job done, but this seems like a game destined to come down to the wire. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but this could be the game of the week right here. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. But I do have Iowa State winning very closely, though. 27-24. Iowa State ekes by Louisiana. So nothing more to say. Move on to our next game. 2:30 kickoff on NBC. You know what that means. It's my team, the number 10, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, opening up a brand new season at Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend. Changes to the broadcast team here. We got Mike Tirico, Tony Dungy, and Jack Collinsworth, who happens to be the son of Chris Collinsworth, and they're going to be calling this game for NBC at Notre Dame Stadium as the number 10 Notre Dame Fighting Irish host the Duke Blue Devils in ACC play. Of course, Notre Dame playing this year in the ACC, and Notre Dame is, according to my notes here, a 20-point favorite to defeat Duke on Saturday afternoon. So, 20 and a half, 20 to 20 and a half. That's the spread I have here. So, but anyways, Notre Dame's Ian Book threw for 4 touchdowns and rushed for more than 100 yards in a 38-7 road victory over Duke last November. Given the preseason expectations for these teams, Notre Dame is a college football playoff candidate. Duke is a strong candidate to challenge Georgia Tech for a worse record in the ACC. This rematch in South Bend could be even uglier. As with the Clemson wide receivers, though, the intriguing part of this game is getting a glimpse at Notre Dame's running back situation. Sophomore Kyron Williams, who had just 4 carries for 26 yards last year, has emerged as the probable starter, but Sibo Flemister, Jafar Armstrong, Jameer Smith, and freshman Chris Tyree are all hoping an early splash against the Blue Devils could land them at number 1 on the depth chart. I got Notre Dame winning, no troubles here. 41-14, all Notre Dame over the Dukies. So nothing more to say. MF, Notre Dame in the ACC, college football playoff candidate, I think. What says you?
It definitely a college football playoff candidate this year. I don't know. I mean, with everything that's going on, this is a weird year because normally any other year we would say, all right, college football playoff will be at this point. But the problem is that without the Pac-12, without the Big Ten there, is it truly a legitimate playoff? I mean, I don't know. Is Notre Dame worthy? Yes, they'll be there. I think they'll have a great opportunity to make it at the end. There's no doubt about it. So, I really don't know how this is going to play out. I know Notre Dame will win this game pretty easily, and there's really nothing more to add there. So, I got Notre Dame winning. So, Anthony, next game.
All right. We're going to move it to prime time now. The number 5, Oklahoma Sooners. And they're going to be squaring off against Missouri State. And that will be in Norman, of course. Gaylord family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. I don't know what the team name for Missouri State is. It's not often we call their name, but we do know who Oklahoma is. Oklahoma Sooners.
It's the Missouri State Bears.
The Bears, okay. Bears of Missouri State, and they're going into Norman to take on the Oklahoma Sooners, and this is going to be on now this is very interesting. This is going to be on OU.TV. It's a pay-per-view stream, which means if you want to watch this blowout, oops, spoiler alert, get ready to pony up $55 for the privilege.
What?
I'm not kidding. $54.99 on this pay-per-view stream.
What an albatross that is! What the? Really? Okay, I'm gonna put everybody out of their misery right now. Don't even buy the pay-per-view. Screw you. But I got Oklahoma winning in a romp. I mean, that's basically what it is. I would rather this be on, I don't know, any other. I mean, Fox can't pick this game up, for heaven's sake. FS1, nope. I mean, Fox Sports, FS1, FS2, you can't grab this game. ESPN, you can't grab this game, guys. What, ESPN 3 is busy with something? I mean, there's only six top 25 games, and none of you guys can pick this up?
Nope.
Unfreaking real. Yup. Nope. Oklahoma wins. Not even worth the 55 on pay-per-view.
The only way I would pay that ridiculous amount is
for UFC or for like the All Out, like we did for the BR Live. That's worthy of this money. UFC's worth that money. Any top-ranked boxing would be worth that money. Not college football. Oh no, and especially that matchup. Oh no, honey, no.
That's right. That's an ode to our dear friend the Luge there. But anyways, I'll give it up. Like I said, if you want to watch this blowout, only diehard Oklahoma fans, I'm sure, get ready to pony up $55 for that. But the Bears went 1-10 last season. Over the past decade, they are 0-13 against FBS opponents with a combined score of 665 to 171. All 13 of those games were decided by at least 2 touchdowns, often more like 6 or 7 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Oklahoma has won 5 consecutive Big 12 regular season titles and has played in 4 of the last 5 college football playoffs. The Sooners are breaking in a new quarterback, redshirt freshman Spencer Rattler, and basically an entirely new running back depth chart in a year in which offseason prep work was greatly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. But if Missouri State pulls off this road win, it would easily supplant Appalachian State over Michigan in 2007 for the title of most outrageous upset in college football history. But let's be realistic. That's not happening. Oklahoma all day and all night, 59-10. That's the final score, 59-10. That's more than the 42.5 point spread that I have here. So nothing more to say. And we move on. Well, at least we have one silver lining. The return of the prestigious Saturday night ABC game of the week. And it's not the crew you think it's going to be. You would think that it would be Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit and them. Oh no, it's not going to be. I'll get to that in a moment. But the game of the week on ABC features the number 1 Clemson Tigers, and they're going to be squaring off against the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest at Truist Field in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, on ABC, and we have Clemson opening up as a 33-point favorite, and on the call for this one, Sean McDonough, Todd Blackledge, Todd McShay, and Allison Williams. They will be on the call for this one. So I believe I start this one. That's right. All right. For a ranked team, opening the season on the road against a conference foe probably seems like a nerve-wracking proposition. In reality, it hasn't been much of a problem of late. Number 3 Georgia routed Vanderbilt 30-6 in week 1 last season. Number 21 UCF stomped Connecticut 56-17 to open the 2018 regular season. And number 20 Virginia Tech followed suit with a 24-3 victory over number 19 Florida State a few nights later. Number 1 Ohio State got an early scare at Indiana to begin the 2017 season. But the Buckeyes cruised to a 49-21 victory. Kenny Hill led number 21 Texas A&M to a surprise 52-28 rout at number 9 South Carolina in 2014. And Jameis Winston at number 11 Florida State won 41-14 at Pittsburgh in 2013. That's 6 consecutive Week 1 games in which the ranked road team defeated a conference opponent by at least 21 points. And that trend should and will continue in Winston-Salem on Saturday night. All the same, it should be a good early look at Trevor Lawrence's new favorite targets as Clemson adjusts to life without T. Higgins, Justin Ross, and DeAndre Overton. Clemson, theme of the night, rout. Clemson wins 45-14. So no question about it. MF, Clemson looking to bounce back from that beat down that they suffered against LSU in the title game last year. Can they get back there again this year?
Absolutely. Clemson definitely can get back there. There's no doubt about it. They're going to be one of the perennial favorites, if not the favorite, to get back to the college football playoff and play for the national championship. They're really that good. They got Trevor Lawrence, who will now possibly become the top guy in college football because of the fact that there is no Joe Burrow. The SEC will come back eventually, but right now Trevor Lawrence will have at least 2 weeks to prove to the nation why he could be the best college football player out there. I think he's just going to get better and better. And to go up against Wake Forest, I mean, it's not... Wake is one of those underrated teams, even though I think it's going to be an easy win for... I would not be surprised, or I wouldn't be shocked if Wake tries to give them an early scare, at least early in the game. But eventually, you're gonna see them drop the hammer on them, and when it's all said and done, it's gonna easily be a victory for Clemson. So I got Clemson winning. Anthony, the final game of the week.
Yeah, final game of the week, and it'll be an 8:00 kickoff over on the Longhorn Network. I think we all know who this means. The number 14 Texas Longhorns. They're going to be opening up at home against UTEP, and that game will be, of course, at the Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium in Austin. This will be over on the Longhorn Network, and on the call for that one, it will be Lowell Galindo, Andre Ware, and Chris Budden. And Texas opening up as a 42.5 point favorite against UTEP. So now go back to last year's show, MF. Nobody was more high on the Texas Longhorns than you were. Do you still feel that way?
Absolutely. No, the love affair has not gone away. I think Texas will have a pretty good year. I think they're gonna bounce back. Look, we're gonna have to see how they play against the bigger teams. This is an easy game for them. They should win this one pretty handily. I don't think there's much of a debate on that. So yeah, I actually do got Texas winning, and they should win this pretty comfortably. So Anthony, it's yours.
I got a Tony fun fact for you. By defeating Stephen F. Austin 24-14 last Saturday night, UTEP has already matched its highest win total in the past 3 seasons. The Miners were winless in 2017 and went 1-11 in each of the last 2 years. They surely won't remain undefeated for long. Whether Texas is quote-unquote back and ready to vie for a national championship remains to be seen. But the Longhorns shouldn't have any problem with UTEP. Even in 2016, when Texas went 5-7, the Longhorns still beat the Miners 41-7. The final margin will just depend on when Tom Herman opts to take his foot off the gas. It should be a fun game to let highly touted freshman running back Bijan Robinson loose, though. Texas rout 59-7. All Longhorns, hook 'em horns. So I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but that's it. We're done. We're done for the night. Just to give you a little quick heads up about what we can expect next week, more of the same. It'll be another 6-game docket unless some changes get added. You don't know, but as of now, on the docket for next week, we'll talk about number 15 Oklahoma State as they will host Tulsa. Number 20 Cincinnati will be hosting Austin Peay. Number 10 Notre Dame will be back at home at Notre Dame Stadium. They'll be hosting South Florida. Number 21 UCF will be squaring off against Georgia Tech. Number 18 North Carolina squaring off against Charlotte. And your number 1 Clemson Tigers will be hosting the Citadel. So, and who knows? Those are the games. Those are the confirmed games. Maybe there'll be some more added. You don't know because of the rankings. We'll have to wait and see. But that's really it. So that's it for this. Tomorrow night, we're going to be convening over on MF's channel, Braves Fan 95, for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. We'll review Friday Night SmackDown. That's all we have for that. Another short show. And then Saturday night, it will be the season premiere of Strictly Sports NFL Saturday, as we'll give our brief thoughts about the game that's going on right now. The Kansas City Chiefs all over the Houston Texans right now. It's looking very likely like the Chiefs win here tonight, and we'll give our brief thoughts about that, and then we'll address the rest of the slate for week number 1. And we're definitely gonna have a lot of numbers and a lot of notes for you. So can't wait to share that all with you on Saturday night. And then of course Monday night we started all over again with Ridiculously Raw and Mayhem and this show next week and the whole 9 yards. So that's it. So until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk with MF over on Braves Fan 95. This is your host Anthony Florio for good old MF Michael Fletcher. And in spirit, Michael Bullock, Woodson, and always and forever, Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. I'll see you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Friday. And until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, you've been watching the season premiere of Strictly Sports College Football Thursday right here on the Zone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.